Finding a Hina Coltis. But before we come to that, we want to talk about mountain climbing. Edmund Hillary was the first man to climb Mount Everest, and in the past week he had some shock news. It's just been discovered that it isn't the highest mountain in the world after all, that another mountain, K2, is some 30 to 50 meters higher than that. Well, here beside me I have two gentlemen who are concerned with mountain climbing, not Mount Everest, but they're going to go to the top in this country. They are organising an expedition to climb Carrauntoohil, and here on my right is Pat Coughlin, and Pat is the organiser of this expedition. Well, Pat, will you tell me first of all what the purpose of this expedition is?
It's mostly for to collect cash for handicapped children. A few of the lads decided we would make enough of Joan Lent, and with God a great day there, we decided we'd go back to Kerry and do a bit of mountain climbing.
How many people roughly will be going on this expedition?
We'd hope there'd be about 10. There's supposed to be more, but if we got 10, there'd be actually about 10 climbing. 10, maybe a bit more than that, like 10, 12.
Okay, expeditions such as this involve a certain amount of expenses. You have to have a certain outlay of money to cover expenses. Where is this money going to come from, Pat?
That'll be handled by the trump card. Will pay the expenses for the teams travelling back and forth. Any money that's taken will be solely for charity.
So all the outside expenses are being covered by the trump card. Now here on my left I have got Pat Grady, my friend and my neighbour, who is expedition leader. Now Pat, you've climbed Carrauntoohil a number of times previously, is that correct?
That's correct, Con. For people who haven't done a bit of it, it is a fair journey. Carrauntoohil, as can be seen in our little thing here, is 3,414 feet above sea level. The highest mountain in Ireland, and it is a fierce challenge to people at this time of the year especially, because you don't know what conditions you're going to encounter going up it. But safety is our first priority in this venture. As Pat now has said, this is totally voluntary by the people participating. We do have sponsorship cards out at the moment. Now, the object of the exercise is there's going to be no expenses whatsoever taken out of any money subscribed. All monies will be going to the Brothers of Charity and in aid of handicapped and mentally handicapped children in our own country. Now, I have a personal interest in this respect myself, because I do have a brother who is severely mentally handicapped, and I have been to some of these wonderful institutions, and I can see that through cutbacks and the rest, that there's a lot of facilities that they're crying out looking for money for. As I said, we're helping our own. We're prepared to climb that mountain at any case to get to the top, and it'll be a sense of achievement. And we're hoping that, you know, for Lent, anyhow, we make some little effort for our fellow man instead of drinking porter or doing anything like that all the time.
Well done, Pat. Now for the people who intend going, Pat Coughlin just said you expect to have about 10 people going along with you. Will they all be climbing together, or will they be split into different groups?
No, I'll keep my little herd together on the way up the mountain, but naturally there'll be some people who will go, like, and go to the foot of the mountain, but it'll all depend on weather on the day, like in fog and things like that. We will have to take them into consideration. So if we have any of our local clergy, they might say a little prayer for us, anyhow, that we'll get a good day on the 21st of March, anyhow, which just happens to be my birthday, anyhow, as well.
Okay, so you're going to the top on your birthday. Now, last year some people actually were killed on Carrauntoohil. Are you a bit concerned that there would be any danger to the people who are taking part in your climb?
Well, if people obey the basic safety regulations and have the right equipment and just obey their team captain, as we call him. We have him divided up into that, and I don't foresee any problems at all. Like, as I say, if we get halfway up and fog comes down, I mean, the mission will be abort us and take us up at another time. But we're sitting out in good faith to do it, but we won't take any risk to endanger any fella's life.
How many captains have you?
Well, I have them divided into about 4 teams, and I have one with each of them. But it's my intention anyhow to have us all going together, and we'll go as slow as the slowest walker. There's no need of ropes actually or anything like that climbing, but could get snow or anything, it becomes very dangerous. But taken in moderation, and there shouldn't be any accidents anyhow.
Right. It's next Saturday, is that correct?
Yeah, and all the climbers actually even have signed a certificate of indemnity. Like they're doing so at their own risk. They know if they fall off. But they're doing it in good faith. We have got fierce support from the ordinary people around Macroom, and like who have supported us, and like it'd be something good, and maybe like if we can get an interest in outdoor sports with people as a result of it, and encourage more of this sort of a thing, and it is a new thing anyhow. Just
right, it certainly is a novel idea. Pat Coughlin, how will the climbers travel from Macroom to the foot of the mountain?
They'll be probably travelling by minibus, I'd say.
By minibus. This is
2 cars and a minibus. There'll be probably minibus hired to take them there.
right. This is next Saturday. What time?
Around 10 o'clock. We leave here in Macroom.
10 o'clock. So I leave in Macroom 10 o'clock Saturday next. And if you feel like supporting this venture, you can send on your donations to Garda Pat Grady, Mount Massey, or Pat Coughlin, Tumcar, Macroom.